What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here. You know, today I was actually gonna try to ride motorcycles. You know, I had this big plan. We've got a video that we're making for Jessica's channel, The Dog House, with this treat launcher device that we leave the dogs home alone with. And on top of all that, today is Belgian Independence Day. And you might ask yourself, why do I care about Belgian Independence Day? Well, there are a few countries in the world who have done as much for people who absolutely love beer than the Belgians have. So I figured, what the heck, man? It's Belgian Independence Day. Let's jump on the Triumphs, head down to the Dirty Shame, and crack open a big bomber. But of course, we live in Florida. So this is what we're looking at. Oh. An absolute deluge. Trust me, I don't mind riding in the rain. I do it all the time. But pulling the bikes out to have a nice day out with my girlfriend, starting out in this stuff, usually isn't the best option. So motorcycles might have to wait till tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But either way, we're still gonna head up to the Shame because I put an event out there. I got some people hopefully meeting up there, maybe some subscribers gonna come out and enjoy some Belgian beers with us. If you guys can even hear me over this thunderstorm, this literally, it was bright, sunny daylight out about 20 minutes ago. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm not the only person with a YouTube channel in this household. All these dogs have their own YouTube channel too. Well, specifically, Jessica has a YouTube channel. It's called The Dog House. I know a lot of you guys actually watch her too. But I'm actually in the middle of making two videos at once right now. I'm making my video, which was supposed to include motorcycles, but might not till tomorrow anyway. And I'm also making her video at the same time. We've got this thing right back here. She gets lots of cool stuff in the mail. Like if you run a dog channel or anything that doesn't have to do with very expensive motorcycle parts, people want to send you stuff all the time. Anyway, this is like a Wi-Fi type camera that it has an app and you can shoot treats out of it. So we're gonna leave a couple of the dogs out while we go up and celebrate Belgian Independence Day and shoot treats at them from the bar. She's gonna have a whole video on this on her channel, but I'll show you guys a couple of little highlights on my video today. All right, up here at the Shame for Belgian Independence Day, unfortunately we had to leave the motorcycles at home. We're here a little early, although since it's absolutely pouring rain, I'm not really gonna expect a gigantic turnout. Plus, I actually forgot to put the Delirium Red on last night for the Labatt's Blue, so it looks like I'm gonna have to drink a couple of Labatt's to clear the line, but that's a sword I can gladly fall on. Me and Richard, for the benefit of all of you, are gonna, oh no, drink some beers. So now that we're at the bar, let's see what the dogs are up to.
All right, let's see if this works. Oh, there he is.
Okay. He's still pacing around.
Yes.
Call him. You want to say something through it?
I can try. Hello? You can see Gunner perk up. Graham.
He's just sitting there staring in the corner.
Yeah, Zuko is, you can see he lifted his head.
Yeah, Zuko's already familiar. He knows what this means. Shoot a treat at him.
Oh wait, here comes Gunner. Gunner! Oh, here's Graham.
Look on his face.
Graham's turning his head. You can't see him. Oh! Grimmy. Hi, Grimmy. Grimmy. Hug? Grimmy, want a hug? Uh-oh. Oh, no!
Time to enjoy a beer.
Go place.
Once we have a beer, we can get some more entertainment.
Oh, he's barking.
Is he?
No.
So if Jessica can take a break from staring at her dogs through her hidden camera, she's gonna start off with a Duchess, a traditional Flemish red.
As time goes by.
Out of all the songs that come on, we go like, oh, let's play some Belgian radio. Richard has got this app. And it's playing I Wish I Was a Baller.
What I can get.
Jessica gets to enjoy a nice Belgian beer, but as Pink Floyd says, how can you have your pudding if you won't eat your meat? So, who looks like a giant pussy now? I left my motorcycle at home because it was pouring in Brandon. I can even prove it because you saw it in the video. Rudy and Kyle aren't even wet.
Nope.
That's Florida for you, bud.
Bike life, boy. Bike life.
Don't forget the goddamn pimps. Kyle's getting fancy. He's gonna do the Rodenbach Vintage. That is a 2015 sour beer.
No pressure. You're on video. No pressure. Do it cool. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not letting it hit somebody in the face.
Yeah, we'll go.
Absolutely. I don't think you're supposed to check that here.
We got like a bottle that we sell for like, oh, Rudy, you did too much, man. You did too much. I bravely made my way through the Labatt's Blue so I can enjoy a Delirium Red. No, that's not. This is a different one, man. Take a little sip, Rudy.
Roll it that way, huh? Hold it for me.
It's fucking delicious, right?
Oh my goodness! What is that?
It smells like dish soap.
Mmm.
It really smells like dish soap.
Look at that. Perfect board.
Yep.
It's alright.
All right, so what's cool about not riding the motorcycles is Jess has to drive me home, so I get to get fucked up. But she is just still drinking a couple of nice beers.
Putting beer in me.
I'm actually driving.
So next up for Jessica is the Petrus Pale. Like I said before, Belgium.
Belgium.
Like I said before, Belgium makes just about every kind of beer you could imagine. But Jessica does like the sour beers, so she's gonna do this Petrus Pale right now. Now it's time for me to have another one. This is the Timmermans Oud Goose. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but this is another aged blend of sour beers that's pretty special. Brewed 2012, bottled in 2015. Rudy's coming up with all sorts of stuff today.
Diversify.
Oh
your
my God.
palate. What the heck's this shit called?
Pronounce it. Count it out.
Yeah.
Count it out. Come on. Come on.
Stop, man. Odi, bada bing gabagoo. How you doing?
Alright, I was like at the front door rail. Trying to go.
Oh, that's a man sip right there, is what that is. Speaking of delicious Belgian beers.
I only consume the best.
Next up on the docket, we've had enough sour beers. The West Molly Trappist Double. Good stuff. It's actually really good. It's sweet. It's a sweet beer.
That's good.
Delirium Tremens. I gotta have something that's a little easier drinking after a bunch of sours and quads, and this is just the ticket. The Korsendunk.
I think you gotta put that in the right
Double.
glass.
Double with 2 B's, baby. Assist. Next up, as we get drunker and drunker and drunker, it's a little bit of Chimay. Rectify the situation. Oh my God. We're playing Jessica's Doghouse videos right now for everybody, but I still gotta make my videos too. So, as we were, this is the last one, something familiar, the St. Bernardus. Alright guys, it's the next day. I got a whole lot more hammered than I can't say more hammered than I wanted to. I got exactly as hammered as I wanted to on awesome Belgian beer because my girlfriend Jessica was driving us home. So there is some advantages to leaving the motorcycles behind sometimes. But since this is a sort of a motorcycle channel, I don't know, maybe we ought to do some motorcycle stuff because today is looking up. Oh, it's still a little wet outside, but it ain't raining. I gotta run some errands today, but I'm gonna take you guys along with me. And if I'm running errands, that means it's Ducati time. And unfortunately, I gotta work on the Ducati before I can take it out. It needs new rear brakes. So let's get the dad jeans with the fanny pack option up and running again. God, man, that camera.
Been a minute since we had the old dad jeans pasta rocket on the channel. Whew, this thing moves, boy. I gotta be careful after riding around that FXR for so long. I'm not used to the power. Yeah, they're both V-twins, but that's about where the similarity ends. The FXR has got a 1400cc air-cooled, low on compression in both cylinders, beat-to-death engine that probably makes like 40 or 50 horsepower at this point. And the old Ducati pasta rocket, dad jeans and all, even with its bags on it, this is a 1200cc V-twin that makes about 160 horsepower. So this thing, for all its dad looks with the bags and everything, hauls ass. I'll tell you, it's actually kind of embarrassing how long this bike has been down just because I needed to put some rear brake pads on it. That's not because I'm unwilling to do it or I don't like riding this bike. I love riding this bike. Normally, it's my commuter. I usually ride this bike more than any other motorcycle I have because I ride it to work every day, and then for errands and stuff like I'm doing today, which is a work errand, this is the bike I use. And the fact that I'm out running a work errand today is also one of the reasons it took me so long to actually find the time to put rear brake pads on this bike, because essentially I can focus on one motorcycle at a time. So I get to mess with one motorcycle a week. That's about all I have time for. And when I mess with one motorcycle a week, I also have to make a video on that motorcycle, or else there's not going to be any content. I'm certainly not complaining. You know, there's plenty of people who are busier than me who still find the time to make YouTube content. And I'm not complaining about making the content. I have a great time doing it. You know, this is none of this is bad stuff. It's just between editing videos, between running the bar, and between actually having to work on these motorcycles and kind of focusing on the chopper build because I want to get that done, like, things fall through the cracks, and all of a sudden, week after week, I left the Ducati just sitting there needing rear brake pads and unridden for almost a month. And even though this is a very nerdy motorcycle, it's just a machine that is this much of a joy to ride around, it's an absolute travesty to let it sit. Next up, I really got to fix my dirt bike too, just another motorcycle that's getting neglected right now in the off season from racing, because it's not that I don't want to ride my dirt bike, it's like I blew a front fork seal and I haven't had time to mess with it. So it's just one of those things that falls through the cracks, and now I'm sitting on, man, I haven't ridden my KTM off-road in almost a month. But anyway, I'll quit the belly aching because these are nice excuses to be able to make. Oh, all right. Stop off at Restaurant Depot for some stuff for the bar. Hopefully they have what I need. Oh, see if I can squeeze in here real quick. Coming through. And this is why we're on the Ducati. Because it's 160 horsepower fanny pack. I'm heading on into Ybor City. Now that I got all my supplies picked up that I needed to get, it's time to head to the shame and do a little bit of work. Dude, I'll tell you, Ybor City has changed a lot. And it's changed a lot just in the 5 years that I've been making videos, let alone the amount that it's changed at the 14 years, coming up on 14 years that the Dirty Shame's been down here. This used to be a nightclub right here, the Czar, and there was a bunch of other stuff before that as well. I think they're turning it into a hotel now. It used to be a gay bar called Liquid. They tried to put like a retro gaming arcade in there called Flynn's, Really didn't work though. I just think they kind of didn't do it right because it seemed like a solid concept to me anyway. Man, I love Ybor City though. Lots and lots and lots of good times down here. I don't live here anymore, but I did live here for a very, very long time. So for a very long time, not only did I make all my money down here, but I also lived down here and I also played down here. A lot of good times on these streets. And here past the Orpheum and Stone Soup and the architect office right here on the ass end of Ybor, the Dirty Shame. Alright, been meaning to get something like this for a while. You can do just normal table tents, of course, but these look a little bit nicer, and I actually kind of hate those table tents you see, just the plastic with the little piece of paper in them. So this is kind of a cool little chalkboard that we could start writing some specials on. And speaking of, let's make up some specials.
As time goes by.
I was originally going to call it the Kentucky Kremlin because it's basically just a Moscow Mule with bourbon instead of vodka, but the Kentucky Gremlin kind of sounds cooler.
All right, finished up here at the Dirty Shame and gotta stop by, see my friends over at Dime City Cycle. Oh, thanks, Florida. It's raining. Oh, I guess this is a good rain. It's not pouring, and it's just enough to cool things off a little bit. Of course, when I say it's just enough to cool things off, what really happens is it'll cool you off for a second, and then once the rain stops, just the humidity is 1,000 times worse as the sun hits the ground. Ah, well, that's the price you pay for being able to ride year-round, because, you know, some crazy fools, they do ride in the snow, but I think most people abstain. You can certainly ride in the rain. It don't hurt nothing. Well, since it's about to be my birthday, I think I'm gonna treat myself and take the crosstown home instead of the highway. It is a whole lot faster, and I really don't feel like dealing with traffic right now. And when you can just pay $1 and skip the traffic, every once in a while, I indulge. From Ybor City to my house, and Dime City Cycles is really close to my house. I think it ends up being like $2 or something like that. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough that my cheap ass doesn't do this every time I go back and forth to Ybor. Oh, Mr. Corvette. Glad that's not me. I always wonder if cops like get excited to pull over fast cars. They're like, oh yeah, man, if they brag to all their cop buddies when they get back, I got a Corvette today, or I got a bright red dog dick douche-cotti. Let's not be some cop's boast to his buddies today, all right? We'll keep pace with this Volvos. Volvos never do anything bad, right? Dime City Cycles. Good folks.
All right, guys, that's going to be about the end of this video. I know today was a little bit scattered, but I'm ending the video with my boys here at Dime City Cycles hanging out and talking about all these custom bikes right here and coming up with a plan for more content that I hope is going to be pretty cool. Like I said, a little bit of a mishmash of a video today, all over the place, taking place over multiple days, but come on, I'm doing the best I can. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.